Good evening. So from good afternoon, I did enter into the zone of good evening. It's a pleasure to listen, to be a part of this conference. I have with me learned panelist. My introduction was done. May I request you to please do your own introduction here and do tell anything related to the topic that you would want to share with the audience.
Right. So my name is Riyanti, and I'm from Google Indonesia. I've been handling travel for Google. And I think the kind of topic that we, as part of the panel, is about smarter hospitality. And rightly so for Google, I'll be talking about like the AI and the developments that Google have with regards to AI, especially in the travel space.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
My name is Jeffery. I work for Hospitality Solutions, which used to be known as Sabre Hospitality until recently sold. Similar to Riyanti, I'm going to talk about some of the ways we've leveraged AI and infused that within our technology to drive personalization and revenue growth for our hotel customer base.
G'day, I'm Matthew Faull from Swiss-Belhotel. I sort of oversee the IT distribution, commercial, and a few other aspects on the corporate side at Swiss-Bell. And I'm just going to provide some of the hoteliers' feedback on how it's working for us and how it's not working for us sometimes.
Great, so thank you. We've got a hotelier in our panel. We've got a hospitality solution provider, technology, and we've got Google, which really needs no introduction. So when we were deliberating on the topic, beyond the algorithm, smarter hospitality, there are different versions that really come in. Hotels have taken pride in terms of saying the sophistication of algorithms, the sophistication of intelligence that would set them aside from competition. Today in hospitality, algorithms are just all over. You have price optimizing, you have demand forecast, you have experience that is getting spoken about, and even remote check-ins. But what truly sets hospitality apart is the confluence of ideas, which is saying that beyond that algorithm, how does the journey start? The shift, while AI is all-encompassing, it's fashionable to be speaking about it. AI vendors are around. People are getting into an experimental mode in terms of trying various things. The clear shift has to be really AI-driven automation to AI-empowered human service. And that is what we really will have to see as to how hoteliers, technology solution providers, and other custodians in the value chain are going to be upgrading their skills to say, how is it that we do not lose the elements of real hoteliering, real innkeeping, real warmth, empathy? How is it that that does not get eroded in our pursuit for algorithm? With this as the backdrop to my panelist, Matthew, as the hotelier in the panel, my question to you is that how is your company looking at AI? And I'm absolutely confident in the fact that you would be inundated with a number of proposals, meetings, which are AI-driven. Is there a directive that your company has? How is it that you're approaching?
In terms of AI at Swiss-Belhotel, I mean, as many people here, there's already a lot of internal adoption for using generative AI to enhance their work and their job and so forth. That said, we have also had experiments with the various AI chatbots and so forth to discuss with guests. And on the operations side, there's obviously advantages too. I mean, if you're lucky, your guest executive might speak to maybe 3 languages, but if he's assisted by AI, then he's got another 25 languages in his back pocket there. So for that sort of thing, we see it as enhancing and helping with the guest experience, but not taking over it.
So from the standpoint of audience interest, we are conscious of it that, while this is a lot that is in the learning mode, all of us are learning, but meta search engines, just for everyone's information, is going to be a different cup of tea. It is not the regular SEO listing and keyword optimizing that is going to. So meta search engines and having your hotel still feature on the AI is going to be a very different proposition. Riyanti, anything that you would want to add on that, please?
So I think for the audience benefit here, meta search means that you give the list of hotels through like a third-party distributor, but basically Google will take this list of hotels and then that's incorporated as an API into the Google system itself. Like what's going to be the difference is that with the development of AI overview and AI mode, as you can see nowadays, the searches are moving away from just keyword to become more conversational. Then this is one of the ways that we kind of drive the data set, which is by integrating to the API of this meta search.
Okay, thank you. Now, so having said that about SEO, are you also frequented with people asking, and Matthew, you can, and Nick, anyone that you would want to, whether generative engine optimization, you did say about generative AI, so is that a focus? Are there people, do you find entities that are already educated about it? Are they the ones giving you direction? How is it that you're going about seeking intelligence? Anyone would like to?
I mean, from my perspective, meta search will be incredibly important for hotels and AI results because from our analysis, you get significant additional visibility if your hotel's listed within meta search engines as well as having your website having clear content. So we see it as an important part of the digital marketing package going forward.
Okay. And I'll just extend one more, and Nick, before I come to you, Riyanti.
Sure.
Travel discovery is shifting from Google searches to AI-driven trip planners. What does this mean for hotels? What does it mean for Google?
Right. So if the question is like, what are the recent developments of AI with regards to travel? I think Google have a few in that space. The first one is called Trip Ideas. So example, if a user is searching for plan for me a 3-day trip to Bali, the AI, if you search on Google search, is probably the first bar that's going to appear. It's going to be AI overviews, giving you sample itineraries for the 3 days trip to Bali. And within that, it will consist of like suggested activities, suggested places to eat, with some sort of map framework as well as place information. Then the question becomes, how do I get featured into that one box at the top of the AI overview itself? So what we think that hoteliers can do is, first of all, like if you have a good presence, if you are extensively being represented on Google Maps, as well as you have very rich Google business profile, positive reviews, as well as like web mentions within the reviews part of the Google business profile, that will increase the chances of you being organically captured in the AI-generated trip ideas. Oh, and trip ideas is still now only being launched in the US for English-related queries. So the first one is how you can be discoverable at the inspiration stage of travelers as and when they are searching for the next place to go. The secondly, what you can do as a hotelier is that you want to be engaged when these travelers are doing their deep research. So as travelers, we know that the traveler's journey is complex. You go back and forth, like after researching where should I go, your next question in the AI mode, which is a tab on search that allows you to do more conversation at a deeper level, could be, okay, I've decided to go to Bali. So now find me a hotel that has a balcony and dog-friendly and has a bathtub. So what the AI will do is then they will search the web for this type of information. So again, if you're a hotelier, the suggestion here will be to look at your websites. If you have a very clear websites with information of like the room details, amenities, that will also increase the likelihood of you being picked up in these AI mode suggestions. And lastly, I think there is some announcement in the Google blog itself about agentic AI. This is essentially agents on the AI mode that will do the time-consuming work for travelers. So they will do the comparison of where currently is only available for event booking as well as restaurant reservations. So they will, if let's say, oh, I go to Bali and I want to help me find the best, most romantic Mexican restaurant, these agents will eventually be able to do the cross-checking across websites to find that restaurant, check for the availability, and present you with the options. At the current moment, it's still within the user supervision to do the final checkout. So yeah, these are the three top developments from a Google standpoint when it comes to travel.
Thank you. Nick, for the Microsoft Sabre that you carry on your shoulders, we as hoteliers seek guidance from companies like you. Would you please tell us and take us through what is Sabre's AI journey and how is it that you are discovering experiences at the other end?
Yeah, no, with pleasure. So I think we've been investing heavily in AI, or infusing AI into products and services, not just consumer-facing, but also our customer hotelier-facing for a number of years now. I think our initial foray into that field was the embedding of an AI-led recommendation engine within our retailing platform. So the concept there being similar to what you see on Amazon. A recommendation will use, I guess, persona-based or data available to serve to a customer items which have a greater propensity of being sold. So if you think of the context of a hotel like this, for example, if I have a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 young kids, for example, as part of the booking path through the booking engine or maybe through call center technology as well, if you're to surface to that the booker the concept of, for example, babysitting services or a day club, for example, you greatly enhance the likelihood of the booking progressing and the hotel customer enabling to secure the booking. Whereas if the offer that was surfaced was, for example, meeting room hire, which is obviously probably more relevant for a corporate persona or a corporate traveller, you're less successful. The embedding of that technology, the activation of the recommendation engine has a number of positive outcomes for our hotels. So obviously it firstly helps drive lookers to bookers as the first thing. It improves conversion. Secondly, which is less well known, is once a consumer engages in curating their stay by adding ancillary offers, for example, experiences, they're about 7 times less likely to cancel. So they're emotionally invested into the stay. They add on the ancillary offers that will enhance the overall experience. They're more likely to go ahead with the booking. The third thing, which is critically important, is obviously it's an incremental revenue opportunity for hotels. And that becomes, the ability for hotels to diversify their revenue streams, particularly in markets where demand is softening, is critically important. I think hoteliers for a long time have relied heavily on room revenues in particular. So the ability to be able to diversify those revenues is of critical importance. So I think that's probably an example of how we're leveraging the technology. Yeah.
Okay, fine. And Nick, I'll just continue with a supplementary question. So when you're speaking to hoteliers about AI, what are you hearing from them? Is it you are speaking and they are listening, or are they also evoking interest in saying that, how could I get to that?
Yeah, and I think there's a spectrum of responses we get from hotels when we talk about technology and AI. So I think many hoteliers, such as Swiss-Bell, are already have their toe in the water. They're already exploring the ways to leverage AI. I think our perspective or our experience is that typically hoteliers are looking at it through the lens of how can I make things more efficient? How can I make things more productive? How can I impact profitability as a result of doing that? That varies a little bit from our approach, which is probably more around revenue generation and I guess to some extent customer engagement as well. So I think we're coming at it from different angles. Both entities are working hard to leverage AI capabilities to improve the business. But from our perspective, it's more around revenue generation.
Okay, so Matthew, to you, what is it? Are you already sitting down in a boardroom together and saying these are the set of identified AI opportunities that we would want to speak to? Is that happening?
Yes, we are discussing AI at boardroom level, but it's more of a different baskets and different tools for different areas, such as whether that's enhancing the internal capabilities of our teams, both on analysis, booking trends and so forth, or whether it's enhancing our website with an interactive chatbot, or whether it's enhancing our WhatsApp numbers for our hotels with an interactive chatbot that can respond faster in different languages and so forth. So different AI tools for different areas, but yes, we basically see it as enhancing the experience, and for some the 2 or 3 star hotels, more contact with the customer. Obviously with the upper class, you still need the soft touch and the people touch, looking after people in the hotels. But yeah, it's an integral part, but different tools for different areas.
Okay. So Riyanti, as an expert outside, looking at as to what would your perspective be, crystal ball gazing, how is it that you think that the hotelier, the requirements from a solution provider to what the hotelier may want, Is there a point of view that you have?
Well, speaking from, because from Google, we do have like cloud solutions that offer out-of-the-box AI for hoteliers. In the travel industry, the top two use cases, one is on the efficiency lens. So it's basically automating the routine work of like early booking inquiries, along the check-in, leaving more time for the staff to engage with the users. And secondly, it's more from the personalization at scale angle, like video creation, how you can look at the guest history with like privacy standards in place on like how you can be more directed in your advertising, as well as offering like dynamic pricing, so that maybe you don't give discounts to everyone, you give discounts to only specific people. So these two angles are the top two use case of AI in the travel landscape.
For all of you global travelers, you're going, and Nick, especially you, that you're meeting number of hotels, is there already a deployment of, and it doesn't have to be restricted only to AI, the panel discussions about beyond algorithms, so really could be any technology platform, could be Sabre's non-AI feature. Do you see a classic deployment of a best case that is worthy of the attention and knowledge of our audience here?
I don't know about best case. I was just going to circle back on the crystal ball gazing piece that I think Riyanti responded to before. I think there's an increasing school of thought within hospitality at the moment that the digital assets like websites, for example, may become somewhat redundant in a few years by virtue of the fact that the evolution of AI-driven personal assistants now consuming content and putting together curated itineraries without a consumer having to do the legacy research and development. So in the old days, of course, we all spent hours trawling through websites after websites to try and choose a destination, a hotel, a set of experiences to accompany that as well. But I think there, as I said, with the growth of focus on AI-infused travel assistance, I think there's an argument to say that spending more time and focus on your data layers, if you like, so the way AI agents read your website, the way that they can read, for example, CRM and loyalty platforms is going to become increasingly important moving forwards, because we may get to a situation where consumers are no longer engaging with brand.com. It's all being handled by their little partner, travel companion in their pocket.
And I remember you briefly speaking about the customer profiles. I mean, unified customer profiles, and in terms of a CRM.
Yep.
Is that what?
It's very similar. So I think the personalization I referred to before that we have with our existing recommendation engine is persona-based, basically. Where we're moving into next year is we're moving to, I guess, extract historical purchase information for a particular customer. What room types do they book? Do they book club floor? Do they book a suite, for example? Preferences, if you like, within customer profiles as well, and using that information to infuse that in the recommendations that are then made through the booking process, whether through a booking engine or whether through the voice platform as well.
Okay. Yep. Matthew, anything that you would want to add, especially on the customer profile? This is an inherent problem across hotel companies. Is it a case of too many cooks spoiling the broth, and so inconsistent practices?
I actually see the generative AI processing of data as being quite handy, because traditionally across a reasonable hotel chain, there's so many disparate systems, but generative AI systems do allow you to a certain extent, just dump almost random data, and as long as you don't hit your token count, you can actually get some very good insights on your customers just through questioning that data you've dumped into the generative AI. So I see it as an enhancement to the traditional hotel setup, where many systems may not be interconnected, either because of the age of the particular software system or for, interestingly, prohibitively expensive interface costs.
Okay. And to my earlier question that I asked Nick, is there a best case from your peer set that you're hearing? Matthew, my question to you as a hotelier, are you already hearing from any of your peer set in terms of a best case example?
In terms of
No, my question was, I did have, but Matthew, to you, do you hear from your peer set in terms of anything which is a best case deployment?
Honestly, it feels a bit too early for a best case deployment of AI stuff at the moment. I think the key is keeping your eyes open to see what upcoming products are coming along, making sure you're talking to your existing vendors to see how they may be enhancing their products with AI, and keeping your eyes open. So I wouldn't say there's a best case deployment yet, but there's some interesting stuff happening out there.
Okay. The question to all you three, replacing humans, corridor whispers, boardroom chats. Do you think that AI is going to be knocking doors on employment opportunities, or is it going to only enhance capabilities?
For Google's standpoint, AI is supposed to enhance, not replace human. From the way we see it is that AI will improve the revenue opportunity because first of all, better data give you better targeting. So like in the discount example earlier, by giving these product discounts, there'll be savings that the hoteliers can get through selecting the users that rightfully the AI determined to require discount to make the booking. And secondly, from the few Google has made a lot of development when it comes to AI in terms of like the advertising products. And from the data we see, we typically see a plus 18 to 20% improvement in conversion. So we feel that like with AI, that will also improve your conversion rates and hence your overall revenue. And these two will make up to a better revenue for the users who use the product itself.
Okay. Nick?
No, I was just going to say, I think, when we engage with our hotel customers, there's a spectrum of responses in terms of their appetite for AI. I think at the leadership level, we hear a lot of enthusiasm about embracing AI, again, particularly from an efficiency perspective. As we move further within the organisation, I think there is some anxiety around frontline staff thinking that they're going to be replaced at some point in time as a result of AI. Certainly from our experience, we haven't seen that firsthand. I think what we do see is that the removal of the rudimentary, repetitive tasks being done at the hotel and being taken on by AI allows those frontline staff to be repurposed into other areas where they're more involved in engaging directly with customers. Most of the markets that we operate at the moment, there is a talent crisis, so there's a shortage of staff. So I don't see any time in the near future that people will be put onto the sideline, but maybe that's not the case.
Okay, thank you. Matthew?
From my perspective, AI has a significant ability to enhance people's capabilities at their jobs, very much for certain roles. And as a result, some people will be able to do the job of 2 or 3 people, so that probably will result in some people looking for other jobs or quickly learning AI themselves. But yes, I do see potential reductions in some area as a result of AI, but I also see massive improvements to how we can look after our customers and run the business.
Okay, thank you. So we see 3 questions for the 3 of you. So I'm going to go with the first one. What's the biggest challenge for hotels to integrate themselves to a new tech company? Any one of you would want to take that? Matthew, you?
You probably felt the pain personally, Matt, so, as a former customer.
Exactly.
Current customer.
Current customer on GDS as well. So,
Yeah.
But biggest challenge, 99% of the time, is the PMS and how it interfaces into the various systems across the hotel. Your PMS is basically the on-site or cloud CRM, financial booking center. So how that works with other new tech is key. So finding tools and customers and PMSs which talk nicely together is always a challenge.
Yeah.
And keeping it up to date.
Yeah. No, I'd certainly concur with that as well. I think when I think about our bigger implementations, we're going through an implementation with Hyatt at the moment. We've obviously done brands like Wyndham with 10,000 hotels as well. Teaching hotel teams with continued turnover how to optimize the use of the platform has always been challenging. It's all very well to put somebody in the cockpit and ask them to fly the plane, but it can be very complicated to do. So one of the things we are doing, interestingly enough, with AI, which is hopefully going to lessen the burden of learning for hotels, is we've now embedded AI within our customer portal. So when customers have queries or concerns and they engage within our portal, they actually get real-time responses in whatever language it is that they're operating in. So I think we've got 40,000 hotels presently operating in 180 countries. So there's a myriad of languages and dialects that we currently interact with. It's always been challenging, obviously, to respond in a timely manner. It's been challenging to respond in the voice of the customer, their language as well. So this capability for them to get step-by-step instructions in real time, I think will improve their ability to utilize the technology. And where we're heading with that next year, which we're really excited about, is the system won't just provide instructions. So, for example, the revenue manager says, look, I want to create a stay for, pay through promotion. It won't just provide the 3 or 4 steps required to undertake that task. It'll actually say at the bottom, would you like me to do that for you? So again, through APIs, it has the ability to actually create and configure the platform on behalf of the customer. So I think that will certainly lessen the burden for hotels in onboarding new technology and learning to manage it moving forwards.
The second question that's up on the screen, it is something that plagues our business significantly, and while one hopes that AI will be the solution, the question goes for any one of you to answer. Guest data is often fragmented across platforms. What are the most effective ways to create a single guest view while still respecting privacy regulations? Riyanti,
Yeah, so in Google, we always advocate for the advertisers to have first-party data. In this case, first-party data is like your email and phone number, which is the most used identifier for markets like Indonesia. So you own the data, but I think what's important is how you send it to the different platforms. So the privacy can still be implemented by sending it in the form of hash data across the platforms, and you can if you have a single unifier, example, a customer ID or something, that could be the same one that you use across these platforms to join the data on the back end. So then increasingly we see that advertisers, hoteliers in this case, beyond having a CRM, they also have the capability building of the data team or the data science team who does all these data processing on the back end to improve this CRM that you have, because that's going to be, with AI, that's going to be the most powerful tool that you need. You need to have the right data in for the AI to churn out something that's valuable for you.
Thank you. We are just about 2.5 minutes, and we have a last question going there. So how far do you think automation can realistically go in hotel operations without reducing service quality, and where have you seen it work best so far? I think the second part of the conversation, the question was anyway covered. It's early days, but just the first part, any one of you would want to answer that? How far do you think?
I was going to say, if I think of the context of chatbots, and we and a number of other companies obviously build chatbots for hotels as well, the ability for chatbots, for example, with customers on site, to be able to respond in real time in the customer's language to the request. For example, may I have additional towels in the room? And for the chatbot then to automate the assignation of tasks to the human resources to actually collect the towels and take them to the room. I think those are the areas where we'll see AI really enhancing the customer experience.
Anyone else would like to add on anything? So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, panelists, for your time. In days of tomorrow, this will become a hot topic and would be a topic of discussion for many conferences and for many years in the future. So watch out as the world unfolds and embraces AI. Thank you very much for your time. It's been.
Thank you. Thanks, Ramesh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.